Thank you so much for coming and interviewing us. We're looking forward to a great year for UNO. As soon as we get the snow shovel off out there, we're going to play some baseball. It's an honor, but I put no stock in it. So, I mean, I appreciate it. They basically were probably forced to do it, honestly. If you win the league the previous 2 years, they probably have to. In all reality, I believe Oral Roberts, who's back in it, won it 15 years, so we're very realistic about it. Now, we're happy they're back in, believe me. That makes the league better, which should make us better. And so we're looking forward to, we're not taking anybody lightly, obviously. I think the last place team last year we went 500 against. I think we split with North Dakota State and they finished last. So, and I think 2 weeks left in the season, I think we won 9 of our last 11. We were in last place with 2 weeks to go, and then we finished winning it. So I appreciate the honor, but yes, they're a weird bunch. No, it's a good bunch of guys. We've got some veteran guys here and some guys that they really like to play baseball. They got a great team chemistry. Take away the coaching staff, they really get along well. And so, the coaches get along well and the players get along well. So it's just we got to figure out a way to mingle with these guys and kind of get it done. So, no, it's a great group of guys. They're very self-motivated and older guys kind of have brought the younger guys along. Everything we want, that's kind of how we do business. So, well, I'll tell you in about 50 games. But going in, we've got some veteran guys that they know how to pitch. And if we don't walk the ballpark and we make them swing the bat, we're going to be competitive about every game. That's all the pitchers can do is make pitches. The guys behind them have to pick up the ball and throw the ball to the right base and all the other kind of stuff. So, but so far we're counting on them to do that, and they did a whole bunch last year for us. It's at the end of the year important for us because our 10 games, the teams down south get to play their 10 games, their inter squad, right? So they get to drop fly balls and walk the ballpark and all that kind of stuff against each other. We get to do it and it counts. And so because the majority of that stuff happens your first 10 games. Now, everybody makes errors all through the season and walks people and stuff, but the majority of that happens early on in the season. So as far as finding that third guy, we're looking at about 4 or 5 guys for that position right now.
Oh, I guess just win another conference championship for us. And like Coach said earlier, I had a lot of success, but there were some great plays made behind me. There's a lot of runs scored. My catcher makes me look great. So, it's not just me. A lot of it, or mostly all of it, is how the guys make me look. So I'm just happy that I have a lot of competitors behind me and coaches supporting me and all that.
I think it's huge. Obviously we know going into the year that the regular season title is, that's it for us. That is our postseason. So it starts, obviously, day one of the conference season, but really it starts Friday. I'm prepping for that. And I think being a senior and being a part of that group that's kind of led through the whole transition phase, it'll be really meaningful in a couple of years to look back and see where they're at and know that we kind of had a hand in hopefully helping them set up for that. And so, taking this last year to help bring it along to where when next year rolls around, they're ready to go compete in regional. I expect to see them doing that every year. So I guess this year really making as strong of a push as we can to go get another conference title and set them up for regional play in the following year.
They've done great, Andy. No kidding, they have. And we didn't say our conference is our championship. It just turns out to be. We're done playing at the end of the year, and so baseball players almost unlike any other sport to me. If you get guys who are competitive, they want to win every game anyway, and so. Conference, yeah, it's great. You play for postseason. You play for postseason when you can. When you can't, you play for every single game that you can win. So that's. I don't think I've never met a guy that didn't want to win when he stepped out there. And so, the guys knew that coming in. They've done great with it.
I guess just preparing for every game. Right now, we're looking forward to Bradley. Looking forward to the Phoenix trip. Like Fox said, it's the guys around you that make you look pretty good. We have the best leadoff hitter in the Summit hitting in front of me, and then 3 more all-conference guys hitting behind me, so it makes my job pretty easy. Yeah, I think we're a very confident team with the bats. People step up, do their job. I don't think there's a pitcher out there that can, hold our lineup in check just because we're so deep. Guys have really taken it upon themselves to hit the ball in big situations, drive in runs when we need them, and leads to a lot of success.
That kind of varies, Thor, depending on who you have. We have some guys that can hit. Now, depending on who's out there pitching that day, they can make your pretty good hitters look pretty bad right away. And so, but that's the game of baseball. And so, if there's any slippage, if you have a guy that isn't throwing great, and they're not playing great defense, we feel like we can get some runs up there, and that's what you're supposed to do. On the other end of it, you're hoping your guys don't give them back any. And so, if you don't give them back any, you score more than the other guys. I know this is a lot of cliches coming out here, but and so we ask our guys to throw the ball over the plate, hoping there are other guys behind them can make the play. Offensively, it's always a head game. It's always a head game. Our job is to not let defensively not let those guys do what we want to do to the other team. So yeah, we're kind of always been an offensive bunch as far as finding ways to get on, whether it's slapping, getting hit by pitch, butting guys over, whatever the case may be. What do I say? I got three of them sitting next to me. Yeah. No, it is. It is. We have a talented team, but it's still the proof's in the pudding, Ross. It's how we play now. You got to play well. You know, baseball is one of those. When we weren't as good, we spent all of our time. I'm not sure how good we are, but when we weren't as good, we spent all of our telling our guys, it doesn't matter how good you are, it's how good you play. And so now we haven't ever gotten away from that. You get a guy that runs faster, throws more strikes, holds runners better. We tell them the same thing. It doesn't matter how good you are. It only matters how good you play. So we're back to that. But yeah, we've got a pretty talented group. I don't like to say things that kind of set us up for a fall because, as you know, young guys, they like to polish those apples right away, and we still got 56 to play. So I'll tell you what, it's going to help my arm in batting practice. I might be able to reach home plate this week. So I think we open against Bradley and then play Grand Canyon on Saturday and then play North Dakota State on Sunday, which we weren't looking forward to. North Dakota State, we saw them 8 times last year. We'll see them 7 times this year. And, I mean, it's okay, but if you can play somebody else, you'd like to play somebody else. So it just sets the way that we travel. They were invited the same time that we were, so.
Well, if you don't throw the ball on the corners, if you leave it out the middle, it's going to get a long way. Regardless of the new ball or the old ball, it's going to go a long way. But, I mean, it's a little bit of a difference, I guess. Just nothing we're not used to by now. I mean, we've thrown with it all fall. We're ready to go with it. There's nothing noticeably different, just the feel of it, I guess. But, I mean, if you make a mistake with your pitches, I guess the only difference now is that the ball shows it. If you're not on top of your ball, it'll stay up. Things like that. But going off your first comment, yeah, it doesn't matter the ball. If we don't throw it where we need to throw it, it's going to get hit a long way. So.
But again, like you said, we've been using it all fall, and at least I know my summer league used it. I think his is probably the same way. A lot of the summer leagues use the fighter seams, so we're used to throwing them. But again, there was an adjustment. I think that we've had enough time to make the adjustment, and I think there is something. I think the fastball movement, it does move a little differently in some cases, a little bit. At least I feel it moves a little bit better. So I think there's certain things that can benefit us if you use it to your advantage. But like you said, if you make a mistake, you're probably going to see it a little bit more than maybe you did previously with the old ball. Now at our ballpark, the ball seems to travel pretty well there regardless. So I guess we'll see how much of a difference that really makes. But
well, it's huge. We don't. When you get good leaders, you don't tell the guys to follow them because young guys listen to coaches a little bit. So we set the direction of the team, but they play and follow according to how their guys. They follow leadership, and so you get guys that are kind of lazy, not good leaders, and everybody gets a little lax. You get guys that are really good leaders and get after type guys. Boy, I want to be like that. It also helps when your best guys are your leaders too. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking it one game at a time still, but seeing that goal might be within reach is something to shoot for, and it's something that we're excited about.
No, definitely proud. That's one word I'd use to describe it. It's almost night and day to where it was. Because when I was my freshman year, we were still Division II. I was the year I redshirted, and to see where not only our program but the whole athletic department is now compared to where it was then, it's pretty remarkable. That which speaks to the job that Trev and Josh White and all the people down there that have done to support us, and the coaches, and also the job that all the coaches have done. It's really cool being from here. Obviously, growing up around, paying attention to the scene here with Nebraska and Clayton and UNO was always kind of there. Well, now it's kind of cool to see UNO being mentioned right there with Nebraska and Creighton, whether it's what hockey's done or what we've been able to do, basketball. It's really cool to see UNO kind of start to make their own name on the sports scene in Omaha. So I guess back to baseball, it has been really cool to see how far we've come from the first year of Division I. That was a tough year. Through now, it's been very cool to kind of be a part of it all.
Yeah, we went after the same guy. Now they're calling us back. Guys want to play Division I baseball. Whatever the mystique is there, it kind of goes into what Thor said. Guys are kind of making that transition. Good Division II players are good Division I players. They really are. Division I just has a lot more of them on your team, so there's a lot more depth there. And so I just noticed when we recruit guys, we try to recruit guys that can eventually grow hair. I'm looking at all the hairy faces here, and as you get older, you want to shave a little bit of it off. And these guys, anyway, so I guess we're looking for guys that can grow a beard by the time they're juniors in college.